My name is Jon Welch, and welcome to the 5th episode of The Vault on the Then and Now Blading YouTube channel. The Vault is my collection of VHS-C, Hi8, and mini DV tapes that I've filmed throughout the years. Each episode of The Vault will feature the raw footage from one of those tapes along with my commentary over it. For this episode, we go back to 2002 when I was filming for Still This Video, and the footage on this tape was actually filmed by Jon Elliott. He was filming Boschi Pope, Mike Johnson, Dustin Halleran, Nick Wood, and Damien Wilson. Unfortunately, the tape that Jon filmed on was from 2000 and had footage that I filmed for Daily Bread Quatro. So a lot of footage was lost in this tape. I'm assuming it was some Shima and Haffy and stuff like that. But one session did survive that was at the end of the tape. And that session was at La Jolla High School in San Diego. And it features some of my Austin friends, Nick Ridel and Shannon Rodgers, as well as Carlos Pianowski, Nick Mantz, and Benny Harmanus from Germany. So this tape has a pretty interesting mix of skating from two different videos, two different eras in the early days of San Diego skating. So, back then a year was an era, right? So if you enjoyed this video, make sure and hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon to be notified anytime I post a new video, and make sure to share this show. Also, if you do enjoy this channel and you want to support it, I have a link to my Patreon page below, as well as a donate button, and you can check out all the perks for Patreon supporters at the Patreon page. Let's get started with episode 5 of The Vault. The first rail in this tape is this long handicap rail. It goes down, flattens out, and goes back up, so it's really hard to skate. It's in Paradise Hills, which is a neighborhood in southeast San Diego, about 9 miles from downtown. It borders National City. Oh, Dustin, do you see that back royale? That was so sick. Anyway, it borders National City, which is where Brian Bell is from. And if you're an old school skater, you've probably seen Street Dwellers or Wanted. And that's where he filmed a lot of this footage, was in southeast San Diego, Chula Vista, National City. Lots of footage in his old videos. You should go back, look through his archives, because you will see some cool spots. So for this session, we have Damien Wilson, Boschi Pope, Mike Johnson, and Dustin Halleran. We got 3 guys from New York, and I'm pretty sure that Mike had just moved to San Diego prior to this session, and these guys came out to visit while filming for Still This Video. Dustin is holding it. So everyone's riding for razors here. The only other person that's not featured on this rail that's in this session is Nick Wood. And back then, he was not yet on Remedies. He was skating for nobody. But he had USD Thrones. So you will see that in a few clips coming up, him on Thrones. Mike's wants that front side. Oh. It's like surfing. These guys are surfing this rail. It looks so good. It's a forward. That's about as good as it's going to get. Now this rail. First of all, look at Dustin. He's doing his superstitious moves, and he kind of grunts before he hits the rail. Now, I remember a lot of skaters doing that type of finger movements and things before sessions back in the day. I forgot about it until this. And I definitely forgot about him grunting before the rail, which, when you see an edited skate video, this is stuff you don't see really in the background because usually it's cut out, So it was interesting to see this, and, I still don't remember that that's how it was, but obviously that's how it was because you can watch it right here. And this rail is at Castle Rock High School, which is in Chula Vista, and the next 3 spots you're going to see are all at the same school. And it's just a skate park. I mean, all these schools in San Diego County or Orange County, they're all built like skate parks. So many spots to skate. It's incredible. I've been to so many places where the schools have nothing, Luckily, Austin had pretty decent schools. But out here in Vermont, not so much. Dustin did want to try to transfer the flat in the beginning of this session, but that is not going to happen. Oh, he did it. That's a big rail. That was really sick, Dustin. Dustin was an amazing skater. I mean, absolutely powerhouse. And there he is with the grunts. And now Damien Oh. Damien and his switch-ups.
What the fuck, man? Fucking
Oh, he's mad.
Too early. You gotta wait till you get it right.
what the fuck? Every fucking time.
These rails are no longer there. They've been torn out as part of a kind of a scandal with the superintendent. What happened at this school district is the superintendent was taking kickbacks from construction companies, so they tore down all these rails and built new ones, and the superintendent ended up going to jail for it. Hayden Ball gave me all that information. He used to actually substitute teach at this school. Damien Wilson, how he's approaching these true top acids with having to turn that corner is pretty impressive. Chula Vista was definitely a town with a lot of skaters. When I moved to San Diego, you know, you had your original skate scene of people from San Diego. A lot of them at Chula Vista, National City, you know, South San Diego. A lot of the guys you saw in Brian Bell videos. This was one of, I think, 2 times that Boschi came out to skate for Razor's video. Maybe just once, but I thought he came out twice. And we got quite a bit of footage on the trips he made down to San Diego. And then, obviously, Mike Johnson was already living in Escondido at the time. He'd come down after the Daily Bread story we did and, you know, rode for Razors and ended up moving to San Diego. So he was a welcome addition to the scene. I really enjoyed filming with Mike throughout the years. So many great switch-ups. I filmed some really good tricks of Halleran for this video when I was in Philadelphia. He met up and went to New York, and then we went to Long Island. Because Dustin's actually from Long Island, but he spent a lot of time, you know, skating in New York City. But when I was traveling out there in around 2002, I guess, for this video, on to this session, Damien Wilson, he's just a switch-up master. I mean, the things he does, Mike Johnson too, obviously. He's probably one of the best rail skaters I've ever known. You have Boschi just lacing the switch-up too. Look at that, Mike killing it. Kind grind to acid. That was so sick. I don't really like this angle that Jon picked. Not sure why he chose this spot. It doesn't really show the spot off at all. You don't know how many stairs it is, how steep it is. And we're seeing a lot of asses, so, you know, but it is what it is, right? This would have definitely been a good spot for 2 cameras to film. And honestly, I'm not sure where I am because, you know, they're filming for my video. And, you know, I was usually always on a session. It is possible that I was on another session with some other people, which is probably what happened. But I know I've been in a school a bunch back then, too. Halleran. Such a cool transfer. But like I said, with the angle, I'm not sure. Boschi Pope switched it up again. Damien, back unity.
Oh, what? Oh.
Get that butt cheek.
Alright, Dustin. Yeah, alright. Let's see it, dude.
Look at that. Super sick. Laced it. It's also a little blown out, so that was definitely a cool trick, though. Boschi, 270 back royale, almost grabbing the rail. Oh, and Halleran now, what does he do now? Front Nugan on the ledge? You can't see anything. Oh, drop to disappear. That angle, I'm telling you, that angle is terrible. Alright, Jon switched it up. Let's see what happens. Does it again, first try on the second angle, and again, missed the landing. That second angle was also not good. Alright, well, this kink trail is at the same school, Castle Rock High School, and as we said, it's no longer there. So here, Nick Wood is trying top acid back royale, and Boschi laces top acid back royale. Now Nick Wood's mad,
Yeah.
and he's going to try something else. People were very competitive back then, and, you know, some people really did not like if you were trying the same trick as them. And I think it might have been different in different parts of the country. I'm not sure. But you could tell Nick's agitated, now he's hurt, and he's double agitated. And Boschi comes back. Oh, and he's trying the same trick again that Nick's trying. I'm sure Nick is just super butthurt at this point. Damien with his red pants. Things are so funny. Oh, and Halleran. Fishbrain Royale line? Ah, that's cool. And look, a phone box. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Nick's got that OG ground control shirt and those white USD thrones with the gray cuff. Looking pretty good. Kind of make me think of the Mesmer skate with a better sole plate. I'm thinking that the Mesmer sole plate is going to be pretty good. That shirt was designed by Chris Peel, who had an interview on the Then and Now Blading interview series and podcast, the first one. Make sure to check it out here in the channel or subscribe to the podcasts on any podcast streaming services. You can see all the links to the podcasts we're on at thenandnowblading.com.
What's wrong with you? Look at those red pants, dude. Those are so red. I've never seen red pants like that.
John loves those
Lay
pants.
hammers.
John sounds stoned, but he didn't smoke, so
Oh!
it's kind of funny. There goes Nick.
Relax, Nicky. Just around. There'll be many more photos, videos, and Kink Red.
Wise words from Mike Johnson. Nick quit skating because Boschi was doing the trick he was trying. So,
Halleran. Oh shit. Oh, what the fuck?
Man, wait till you see that photo, motherfucker.
how with those steps, like they're really blown out. Is it just super blown out because of shadows, or do they have some sort of white paint on them? I'm not sure.
Means you're getting old like me, son. Oh, this nigga's on crack.
Mike Johnson just said they were getting old like him. He was like 19 here. Boschi. That's a pretty gnarly rail to switch up on too.
You see that fish brain, white boy?
Oh. I love. Oh man. Oh, he just ate it so bad.
You actually got a photo.
How am I gonna fucking bounce all the way to the bottom of this?
Oh my god. This looks like he's in pain. I love Mike Johnson's commentary on this session. It's so funny. And having Mike and John together, they fit so well together, you know. Both creative, smart, and funny.
Shit, son, you had that.
Boschi almost laced that switch up. He had practice at the last spot. He laced that same trick.
Yo, Damien, son. You gonna play around with me out there or what?
So, John's filming. Like I said, he usually shoots photos. And right now, Mike's shooting the photos with John's camera, so he's getting some pointers from John on how to shoot photos. And Mike's trying to get a cover shot for Daily Bread. That's his goal right now. And maybe he did. I don't know. I do not remember. 19 years has gone by since this was filmed, you know. I mean, some of these guys could have a 19-year-old kid right now. Which is crazy. Oh. Halleran's got steezy every trick. I mean, that fishbrain's steezy. That back royale was steezy on the last spot. He laces some... Okay, after this spot, we're going to go even more south. And... No, I take that back. After this spot, we're going to go back to Paradise Hills. But I'll get to that when we're there. To a very famous spot. Come on, Halleran. Oh. Alright, well, look at that. Damien hipped himself super hard, and then he's trying to slide down on the hip he just hit. And he hates rollerblading. Oh, you should not slide down that. Alright. This is a Santee spot, which is the home place of Nick Wood and Damien Wilson and their whole crew.
It looks pretty crazy, dude.
It's pretty gnarly. A little blown out.
It's pretty good. You alright? You can do
I'd
it?
love to see this, all these tricks filmed with modern cameras and clean lenses. Nick talking about how he can land forward no problem on his bad feet, but fakie is bad or something like that.
Alright.
That's a gnarly trick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see it, Nick. Let's see it. Oh no! It's just a trick you don't want to miss. It's like a. This would be like a one-hit wonder trick. But he did it. Didn't take too long. It's just like whatever. Now, this is a spot back in Paradise Hills. This is called Parkside Neighborhood Park, but more famously, it's known as Ghetto Park. And it has these rails. It has those curved ledges right below the rails, which you could kind of see a second ago. And it has a bunch of flat ledges further down. And then it has a handicap rail to the left that Ward Gabriels skated in No One's Children in a section from the video I made for Daily Bread 5. He did a bunch of combinations down that rail, and it was pretty cool. But these guys are really doing some creative skating on this rail, and this rail has been annihilated for years. This rail is still skatable from what I understand, and it has been, I mean, you could make a whole video just on things that happened at this spot. I even did some cool tricks at those ledges down there. Some little disaster sweat stance to the inside of the ledge, set slide over, and then just, I think I just did a lot of sweat stances on that ledge because that was one of my favorite tricks and still is. Mike. It's not a very common trick, but I don't know, that one's really sick too. The little fast plant off the step. Oh my god. This park has another rail right behind it, so you can actually do lines. Oh, that was so sick, Mike. Mike's so good. I'm kind of bummed because I know a lot of real old footage I have of Mike Johnson was recorded over. With 4x4 footage. My guess is I have about 230 mini DV tapes. And my guess would be we probably filmed over 70 of those tapes were recorded over of footage I had from 99 to 2001. So we recorded over the last call footage. I know I have some of it, but oh my god, Damien, that was such a good switch up. I know I recorded over a lot of last call footage and some of the early Daily Bread footage, but oh, what? That transfer was fire. Damn, Halleran. But fortunately, I did back up most of the raw footage of all the videos on the tapes. So I had the raw footage of the actual tricks on the tapes. Damn, Boschi. That was a sick transfer too. Came off a little early though. So what I lost would have been the B-roll. And some of the B-roll is really funny, you know. And there's some stuff we missed, you know, logging tapes fast. You would have missed some footage back in the day. And stuff that you didn't think was important then is important now. You know, just seeing your friends and like, it's just funny scenarios and everybody's young. You know, like I said, it's almost 20 years ago. The stuff from the 90s is like 20 something, 25 years ago. So I look forward to, damn, it's so good. I look forward to going through some of those older tapes too. Ah, Boschi. I love watching Boschi skate now in Miami. Hasn't lost it, you know. Wasn't able to skate for a long time, but came back strong and killing it out there. And the Boschi Pope skate off, like, I mean, that's a huge event. Between that and Blader Cup, that's probably the biggest two events in the U.S. You know, add Winter Clash, you're looking at your top three. Damn, Halleran, that looked like it hurt. It's funny seeing those pine trees in San Diego, because I live in Vermont now, so we got lots of pine trees. We don't have any that look like that, but it's so hot there compared to here. Oh, man, that is... Oh, what a switch up. Oh, Boschi going back for it. Oh, wow, Boschi. That was so amazing. Why are you doing it again? That was perfect.
I think the one before was pretty good.
I agree with you, John. The one before was fire. And Halleran. Oh my god. That's probably the best trick on this tape. I'm going to say that was so good. And this is also at the same park. You can see some of those ledges back there. Nick Wood. Some reason didn't skate the rail, but he's going to play around on these little dinky things. His one clip at the session. And then Damien. Seth slide action. Halleran now, after killing it on the transfer ledge. Oh my god. Did you see that? Second try.
Oh,
That was super sick.
Lace it.
And he wasn't even... Oh, what's he doing now? Oh, so sick. Alright, well, that was the end of the session with Jon Elliott and all those skaters. This is footage that was originally on the tape and didn't get recorded over. So this is lucky footage, survivor footage. And so far you saw Shannon Rodgers, Nick Ridel from Austin, Texas, Carlos Pianowski, and we have Nick Mantz, who was living in San Diego at the time. And Benny Harmanus came out to visit from Germany, and he's on the session as well. And Benny is a great friend of mine. You know, I met him in, here he is. I met him in 1999 when I was in Germany for filming for when I was in Germany filming for my video Last Call, which is an all-European video that I made back in 1999. I spent 7 months out there filming, and he had a section in it. Albert Hui had a section in it. Leon Humphreys had his first trick video in it. It was awesome times. So, you know, we became good friends, and he came out to visit me in San Diego. Not this time, but another time he came out, he broke his arm like the first day, first session, and he was just bummed out on my couch for like 3 weeks, which really sucked because he's such a good skater. And Nick Ridel here, he was an awesome skater from Austin. I mean, killed it. He could jump super high, did some rad tricks, and I remember one story from this trip when it came out is the Esco guys had some friend that lived near us here in San Diego, had a house party, and Jon was there. We were all there. And Jon got pretty drunk and had to throw up, but he couldn't. So Nick sat next to him, forced himself to throw up so Jon could throw up, and never seen anybody do anything like that. It was kind of rad at the moment, you know. Now Pianowski, True Tops Royale, pretty steezy. Nick really wants his half cab front Nugan. And these ledges are pretty high. Carlos also has a routine before skating, kind of like Dustin, where Carlos he listens to music, or back then, he listened to music the entire time he skated, heavy metal. He loved Slayer and Slipknot, and once he started getting really juiced on this session, he would start singing along to the music, and you will see that here shortly, and, you know, it just got him motivated. Did a little bit right there. Oh, that was sick. Wasn't happy with it though. Benny wants that top horn. Little glitch in the tape there. That's what happens with these tapes sitting there for 20 years. That's why I'm glad to digitize all this footage. I've probably had 10 tapes that I've had issues with. I've had a couple break. I've had to splice them. It's a lot of work to save some of this footage, but it's well worth it. This school has so many spots. It has this ledge, it has a downstairs ledges. I said Carlos sounds like a caveman, which he kind of did. It has a famous rail that's been killed. Has ledges out front. It has so much spots. There's probably like 10 spots here. Here's Carlos. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, that was sick too. Sick. Good job, Carlos. Ate it. But yeah, this school has definitely been killed. So many skaters have come here, especially in this era. Pretty sure it got capped later on. Nick Ridel just ate it, and that could have been so much worse. Looks like he hit a shin. bonking off this
You ace that shit.
this cherry picker type vehicle. He actually laced it before I started filming, so he's doing it again. Nick Mantz is trying it too, but he's bonking off the tire, which might be a little bit easier. Seems like he's getting a pretty good boost. Oh, that's just a good way to get hurt. It reminds me of one Ken Lee did at San Diego High School in, what was it, United Front maybe? Or maybe Daily Bread Quatro, and he ate it super bad. Hit his chest on the actual carrier. Oh, laced it. Bumped the topsole. He's happy with it. Nick's trying with the Royale. Good enough, right? Everybody's just having fun in this session. Shannon Rodgers. Boom. Mizu. First try. First skater hit the rail. Laced it. Super sick. Shannon was incredible at skating big stuff back then. I mean, some of those ledges she did in Austin, Texas, huge drop-offs, mind-blowing. And one of the scariest tricks I ever filmed was of Shannon in San Diego at this ledge in between two parking garages with a, 6-story drop-off. And it was gnarly. Really scary. And she just laced it. Super, no problem with Pianowski, I believe, was there. It's just her and Pianowski. Now, Benny's trying to transfer this with no approach on the rail. They're doing construction. Usually, there was no fence. And Dustin Jones did transfer this in United Front. And it was gnarly. If you remember, he chested himself in the first try and then went back and did it. Benny did not lace it here. But he is going for it. Nick Mantz just told him to get more speed. He could push off the fence. And he's rocking that old True Spin shirt. Oh. Nick Ridel, top acid fast slide, and that is the last trick on this rail. This is some leftover footage from the Garfield Elementary School by my house in San Diego. This is the one I did a true fish brain test slide in the Quattro. This is a random mix of people. Chris Peel was on there, Abdiel. I kind of bummed that this tape was recorded over because I'm sure it has some gold on it, but this is the very last clip with Abdiel, and we are done. Well, that was some amazing skating. Dustin Halleran getting stoked with his grunts and handwork. I forgot how many people did those symbols back in the day until I saw this tape again. It was really cool seeing Dustin kill these spots, which he absolutely annihilated. And with his New York friends, Boschi Pope, Mike Johnson, everyone skated really great. Damien Wilson, awesome switch-ups. And then going back to that La Jolla session, I really enjoyed watching this episode. If you did as well, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon to be notified of all new uploads. And go ahead and share this video to your friends so they can see it as well. And do you like coffee? Well, I have these coffee mugs. A little yawn on there. Then and Now Blading. Available at thenandnowblading.com. Also, make sure to follow me on social media. I have links to my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter below. And if you want to support this channel, I have links to my Patreon and a donation page below as well. So go ahead and visit those if you want to support the channel. Otherwise, I will be seeing you next time at The Vault on the Then and Now Blading YouTube channel. Take care. Goodbye.